Berdiansk City Port is a budget-forming enterprise. The opening of the seaport was a historical moment which played a role in the emergence of the city. After the events, the port has become inoperative. Cranes and the port itself have become, let's say, abandoned. When we came here, it was important for us to lead the civil-military administration in order to keep all the enterprises of the city in operation. First and foremost, of course, the seaport. Everything was done to restore crane facilities. Some cables were replaced, some were used in other cranes. Tugs and locomotives were repaired. Everything the port needed for work was restored. The port has already shipped several ships of grain. That allows us both to earn money and pay taxes to the city's budget. The port plays a crucial role in selling grain because it is the most convenient way to export seed to a potential buyer. Our farmers who have not sold harvest last or this year can take advantage of the situation to realize the grain, earn money and pay their workers. At the same time, they can provide themselves with the necessary means for agricultural work and sowing, more preciously to prepare for seeding and laying the future harvest. I will repeat that it is important for us to save all enterprises, including those on regional financing or by Kyiv. We took the city on the balance sheet and kept the railway and other facilities in working condition. Even reopened the anti-tuberculosis dispensary, which had been closed by Ukraine several years ago, which I think was fundamentally wrong in relation to the patients. Nevertheless, Berdiansk was in a more favorable condition than Mariupol or other cities, which had been destroyed during the hostilities. We're lucky in a sense. Here was no serious fighting, the infrastructure was preserved, but still we paid salaries and supported people to save their jobs, so they could take care of their families and themselves, to buy food and medicine or anything else they needed. I want to know that from the beginning the Berdiansk meat packing plant and the bakery plant haven't stopped their work and have played a very important role in the life of the city. They continued to produce their products and provided residents of the region with food. Thereby, they saturated the market with minimum goods and, so to say, prevented a humanitarian catastrophe. Moreover, they had survived some difficult times when the logistics were building up and it was difficult to reach Berdiansk with products. Tourism and recreation are very important for Berdiansk. Here we have saying, summer feeds all year. Let's say the well-being of a majority of city residents depends on the occupancy of our recreation centers and former pioneer camps, which are the children's health centers at present. One way or another, some citizens are involved. One has a cafe, the other sells vegetables or fruits. For vacationers, the demand is increasing. Therefore, it is crucial. And I want to add that we are ready to accept tourists even now, under present circumstances. Surely, current season is disrupted. But I think in the near future, and after obtaining the statehood, it can become the same as before the confrontation between Ukraine and Russia. Earlier, 60% of vacationers were from Moscow. Well, there were a lot of tourists from other Russian regions too, and I want to say that we are waiting for them. They can possibly come at the end of this season or at the end of this year as well. The next year for sure. We invite all the Muscovites to our warm sea and sandy beaches. Fruits and vegetables that are grown in our gardens taste good. Visitors can recover health and gain strength here. We do not make any exceptions. The DRP, the LRP, other released territories like Kherson, Melitopol, we're ready to accept and feed everybody. There is enough sun and sea for everyone. After 8 years, let's face it, of twisting history, of attempts to ban everything connecting with Russia, after efforts to destroy the memory of the great patriotic war about the glorious victory, which I consider sacred for the residents of Berdyansk. However, even in those days, we were trying to hold the Immortal Regiment several times, very limited to be honest, with provocations from ultra-patriots and nationalists. By the way, I'm a participant and activist in the event. Nevertheless, some citizens were not afraid to take part in the procession. But this year, after the exemption from neo-Nazism, Berdyansk has been able, with the support of authorities, to hold the Immortal Regiment calmly. It's been massive. We've helped with this. I think there have been at least 15,000 participants. We have carried a 77-meter-long Russian flag. The walk has been very nice. People had shouted, "Thank you, Russian soldier," if a person was in a uniform. Participants have been encouraged. There have also been veterans who have already been in oblivion, shall we say, but still could have felt all the attention and honor they deserved. They have ridden in special cars called Vaziki with pleasure. In general, the event has been on the highest level. In my opinion, the Immortal Regiment, so to speak, has become a starting point for many citizens who now know that Russia is helping and will be with us forever.